Happy Manga Monday! And as this video is the video that's going up right before Thanksgiving weekend, a long holiday weekend, at least for me, and hopefully you, if you live in the United States, hopefully you get a nice holiday break. I thought I'd do a rather chill video, a video that is kind of more of a request, I guess, and that is for you all to help me decide which out-of-print series I should read for my final series of 2025, as I did last year and possibly even the year before. I can't remember. I plan to do a tier list video ranking every complete series I read, so you are sure to hear my thoughts on it, whichever one it is you pick. But yeah, I just grabbed 6. I was gonna do just 5, but then I was torn, and so I did 6. Okay, it's a weird number, but like, don't leave me alone. And I thought I would tell you about these out-of-print series and see which one sounds the most interesting to you all, and you can let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Obviously, like, I want to read things that you're interested in hearing about, as well as, you know, this does help some engagement, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you know. Also, while you're going down there, might as well hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, let's just jump right into these out-of-print series. The shortest ones are 7 volumes and the longest one is 12 volumes. So I tried to like pick like reasonable length series that I can squeeze in before the end of the year. And first up, it's a more recent acquisition to my collection. You might have seen it in a haul video, and that is Kazan. So I just stumbled upon this series, never heard about it before when I was just scouring eBay. You know, I like to peruse their, you know, lots or complete series, or, you know, OOP manga, just to see if there's any good deals or anything interesting. And this one caught my eye. It gave me some kind of Ghibli vibes with the art and the more fantasy land imagery that are at least on the covers, and like, you know, when I look through the pages, I feel like it's got a little action. It's set in a fantasy world, and it is only 7 volumes long, so this could be a nice chill but interesting series to check out. I will read you the summary off the back, which is that Kazan's homeworld is a place where treachery runs rampant and kingdoms are built on the price of water. When his peaceful village is wiped out by a mysterious water demon, it's up to him, the last of the Red Sand clan, to unravel the mystery. So, okay, maybe not chill vibes per se. But yeah, we got mystery, we got action, we got intrigue for sure. And yeah, I don't know, I guess the art just gives me chill, relaxing vibes. But yeah, I guess it seems a bit more of an intense story. But yeah, if you want like an action fantasy, you might want to vote for this one or for our next contender. And that is one that I've thought about unhauling a time or two. I picked it up on a whim a long time ago, and I never got that oomph to read it. But then every time I'd be like, oh, maybe I should just unhaul it, something would stop me. And that is Jing, King of the Bandits. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I was intrigued by it, but I never felt like really investing time in it. And again, this is 7 volumes. It's definitely skewing more into the vein of fantasy, adventure, thriller, action type series as well. That is also complete at 7 volumes. It's definitely got an old school art, old school vibe that like is nostalgic and familiar to me, but it just never super piqued my interest. Except I was reading Destroy All Humans, this title that's ongoing newer release that my friend got me into. And the male lead mentions that Jing, King of Bandits, is his favorite manga. So I was like, well, I feel like I need to read it now. Not only is it like being dropped in another manga, I never could let go of it. So why not read it, you know? So yeah, this has definitely been on my shelves for a while, just milling about. And the back doesn't really give you a whole lot of information. It says, all the glitters, even the stars, all things precious, even your life. The King of Bandits can steal it all in the blink of an eye. So, you know, we're following what seems to be a morally gray protagonist, perhaps, not as altruistic as the protagonist in Kazan, but I like a morally gray character. And yeah, again, like I said, similar vibes of more action, more, you know, mayhem, more fantasy. And that all sounds really good to me. So yeah, this is second up on the voting block. And then third, because I seem to be on like a fantasy kick. I mean, like 90% of my picks are fantasy, so I apologize. But I think after reading so much sci-fi in the summer, I'm feeling a bit of a, you know, need for some more fantasy in my life. And I have a lot of series that I have never finished sitting on my shelves that happen to be fantasy, so fits the bill. But yeah, this is one that's gonna mix more fantasy with, if not straight up romance, at least romantic feelings or strong bond, if nothing else. From what I understand about this series, you know, and I always love me some romance in my fantasy, and that is Chrono Crusade. So I have read a little bit of this, like at least a couple volumes of it way back when. I don't know why I stopped, but I collected it off eBay, I think, in a lot. And I read a couple volumes, they were like really good, and then I just didn't finish it. And I think what it is, it seems like it's gonna have a sad ending. I've heard that it has a sad ending, like a bittersweet ending. And I don't think I was emotionally available for that at the moment. So I think that's why I dropped it, but I can't even remember because it's so long ago. But I guess I could be in the mood for something super, something possibly bittersweet. I say that with not a lot of conviction, but yeah, I really want to read this series. I want to push myself to read it. So yeah, that's why I'm bringing it to the table. And the back literally gives no summary, but like basically what I remember about the series is that there are demons, like literal demons in this world, that are main protagonist. Sister Rosette, you know, has missions to go and basically go vanquish these demons and save the souls of their prey for the Magdalene Order that she works for. And she is teamed up with Chrono, who has made a contract with Rosette and is a demon himself, but has had his powers sealed because of said contract and stuff. So it's giving me a similar vibe to Hellsing, of humans and vampires working together to defeat other vampires, and in this case it's humans with a demon teamed up to fight other demons. So yeah, again, I think there's some light romance vibes to it as well, and it's giving that late 90s, early 2000s nostalgia of our sister here being a bit more vocal and stubborn and just more of a kick-ass protagonist, and with guns. And I love to see it. I love the vibe. So I am definitely excited if you choose this one for me to read. You know, as I am with all of these. Obviously, I picked them out because I'm dying to read all of them. But yeah, I never know how to end one segment and then segue into the next volume, but I'll just do that right now. And next up is not a fantasy. It's the 1% or the 10% of the whatever, I can't do percentages, but it is the one, the only that has no fantasy aspect in it at all that I'm aware of. And it is pure romance, pure rom-com energy. And that is an oldie called Mixed Vegetables. I've just been eyeing this one so hard. And this is also another more recent acquisition. I don't know why. It's just like the combo of the food and the romance and the comedy, and both of our protagonists are really passionate people who are striving to achieve dreams. I don't know, it all sounded really good to me. The covers and the art were appealing to me. And yeah, it's not a shoujo I've heard a ton about. So not sure what to expect. Oh, I totally forgot to mention, these are both 8 volumes a piece. So again, pretty short, just 1 volume more than our previous 2 contenders. But yeah, it is complete at 8 volumes, so a nice reasonable length for a shoujo, for a rom-com type story, in my opinion anyway. And yeah, Hanayu Ashitaba is the daughter of the celebrated patissiere, but all she wants to do is be a sushi chef. Whereas Hayato Hyuga is the son of the prestigious Sushi Hyuga, and all he wants to do is be a pastries chef. So it's like a little bit of a like, damn it, I wish I could have been born into your family vibes. And it's love and leftovers in the Oyakawa High School cooking department as these star-crossed gourmands do their best to reach their cuisine dreams. And yeah, I don't know, like I said, it just sounds like a great mix of following your heart and going after your passions in life and finding love and you know, acceptance, hopefully. So yeah, it just seems cute, like a cute light read to end the year off with, perhaps. If you're interested, vote for that one. And then we're going right back into fantasy with our next title, Of the Red, the Light, and the Ayakashi. So I was just immediately obsessed with these covers. Okay, the covers, they were completely cover buys. I will not deny it. Each cover of the series is stunning. And yeah, so that's the reason I picked it up. This is another one where I read at least the first volume, if not the first 2 volumes, and I was kind of bummed because I didn't really get super invested in it. I do remember that. And so yeah, it's hard to say, you know, I'm nervous to try to jump back into it because what if I just don't like the series and I went out of my way to collect it? And yeah, I don't know. It's always such a nerve-wracking feeling of like, I spent money, I spent time, I was really excited for the series, and then what if it doesn't live up to my like hype of it, you know? Now that's the case for this one, and why I haven't tried to restart it, I guess, and read on with this series. This is a slightly longer one at now 10 volumes, so this is a complete series of 10 volumes, and it is more of a dark fantasy. So while the others were like more action adventure fantasies, this is like, at least the genre it was under on Wikipedia anyway, said it was a dark fantasy. And the summary goes as follows. In the curious town of Utsuwa, where spirits known as Ayakashi roam, lives Yu, a sheltered boy born and raised at the local shrine. On the night of the winter festival, Yu descends the mountain for the first time and encounters 2 boys. Though Yu wants nothing more than to become friends with his new acquaintances, Mikoto, the master of the shrine who rules over Utsuwa, declares that Yu must choose one of the boys as his meal. Faced with this incomprehensible decision, what will you do? So yeah, I think I don't know. I'm interested if they really commit to the bit of like he decides to make one of them his meal, like, because that intrigues me. It's kind of like definitely would lean into the dark fantasy, a little horror fantasy. And I also saw that it was like based off a video game, which I didn't see that before I collected this. And usually ones based off video games just don't seem to appeal to me. I don't know if it's the way it's written, if it feels too vague. I don't know. It just never feels like those type of books like dive deep enough for me, but I could be pleasantly surprised about this one. So let me know if you've read it or you want me to read it, because yeah, definitely one I should push myself to read for sure. And last but our longest contender is Afterschool Charisma. So this is a series that is complete in 12 volumes. So that's the longest series I'm gonna put up for voting. And I do think this will be a quick read. Again, like with Chrono Crusade, I started this one when I, bought all of these books off of eBay in a lot. Couple, few years back or whatever. It wasn't like super, super long, but it was a decent amount of time back. And I was really intrigued with the premise. I was getting into it. And then I honestly, I literally do not remember why I stopped reading it. I have no recollection of why. And I honestly don't know how far into the series I read. I don't think it was like super far, but I still feel like I read like 2 or 3 volumes of it at least. And like, I don't know, there was mystery, there's fantasy sci-fi elements, where the kids that we are following in this prestigious school are literally all clones of like high-powered or famous historical figures, except for our main character here, supposedly, Shiro Kamiya. So he is the only non-clone going to this school for whatever reason. I think he like transfers in the beginning, but I can't remember anymore. But like we have like, Marie Curie over here, you can see, and Napoleon Bonaparte, Florence Nightingale, Sigmund Freud, so there's like famous historical figures and some, big powerhouses from history that make appearances in this as cute, manga-fied children. It's a little weird because there's certain choices. I do remember it was a little weird because I think that there might be an Adolf you-know-who. It's a bit awkward. So I was kind of like, I do remember like talking to my friend about it. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, it was interesting, like, and I don't know if it's like okay to like have a fiction of a clone of that, being portrayed. So it is coming back to me a little bit that like that might have been one of the reasons I stopped reading it. I do think that has something to do with this series, so I do want you to be aware of it if you do vote for it. But I do think the concept itself of clones of these historical figures, somehow, I don't know how they acquired the cloning technology and how they got the DNA for these people and why they chose some people, and maybe that all comes out in the series. Like, but yeah, it definitely felt like it was mystery filled and intriguing of a setup. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hesitant about it now that more things I've recollected more information about this one. As I was going through, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But still, it's a series that I collected that is intriguing, is different. I do love a different kind of premise, and yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens and if it answers some questions I have. And the tagline is history repeats itself, or does it? And with all the crap that's going on in the world today, it feels like, are we just stuck to repeat history forever? Are we doomed to just be living cyclical existences where we don't learn from our mistakes? It kind of feels apropos for the time that we are living in. At least it feels kind of like it, but again, I'm wary of it at the same time. So it's just, you know, I'm just letting you know all the things that putting it all out there for you to make an informed decision. And yeah, I will leave it to you all to vote for your favorite of these 6 contenders. We got Afterschool Charisma of the Red, the Light, and the Ayakashi, Mixed Vegetables, Chrono Crusade, Jing, the King of Bandits, and Kazan. So yeah, drop it below. What one sounds the most interesting to you? What one have you read and you'd like me to also read? Which one, you know, you haven't read and are like, do I want to try to find this out of print series and collect it? Is it worth my time? Because I will take the bullet and I will check it out for you. Doesn't mean that our feelings, of course, on it will necessarily align, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And yeah, I thank you in advance, and hopefully when the results start coming in, I can you know, make a decision maybe by the weekend or at least the start of December on which one I'm going to read, and I will announce the winner in my community tab. You know, so make sure you're subscribed, and you know, you can follow up and see which series I end up reading, because yeah, I mean, sometimes it's very obvious. If I get like at least 5 votes right off the gate for like one series, I'm gonna be like, well, that one's probably gonna win, you know. But it might take me a little longer, like if votes keep trickling in and they keep going kind of like back and forth on like, you know, a few contenders, or like the whole playing field is kind of level. I don't know. I'm interested to see what people are interested in me reading. And of course, let me know if you've read any of these, what you thought of them, if you liked them, if you didn't like them, all that jazz. And yeah, if you're in the States and you celebrate, I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving and eat lots of yummy food, because that's what I do for the holiday. And I will probably not be doing a Spotlight Saturday. However, I might do a live if I picked up a bunch of Pokemon cards in my trip. And I feel like doing like a chill live with you all. If you feel like doing that, let me know about that as well. You know, no pressures. Holiday weekends, I get people have plans and stuff. So that might just not work out. So, and that's okay too. But yeah, until then, or until next Monday, bye.